So today's question is remove duplicates from sorted array. So we have this question where we have given an integer array which is in non-decreasing order. So we already have a sorted array, and we need to remove the duplicates in place such that each unique element appears only once. So long story short, what they're asking us to do is, so let's say we have an array of numbers 1, 1, 2. We can clearly see that we have 2, 1 and a single 2. And what they want us to do is we need to remove this extra 1, and so that we just have 1 and 2 left, and we don't care about anything else. So that's the expectation, and the output we need to show is 2 because there are two unique numbers, 1 and 2. Similarly, in the example second, we have nums array. We have bunch of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4s. So in the output, we are returning 5 because we have 5 unique numbers in this array. So before we jump into code, let's see how to do that in a whiteboard. Okay, so to understand this problem or to come up to a solution, we need to understand a few things. First of all, let's take the simplest example. We have our array 1, 1, 2, right? And let's call this array nums. We can solve this problem by different ways, but we will be using two pointer method here. So in two pointer method, we will have two pointers, I and j, that will traverse the array for us. So I and j will loop through the array and give us solution. That's the first thing you need to do. Okay, and how can we use that two pointers method? Let's talk about that. So let's say we have our example 1, 1, 2, and this is a nums array, and we will be using JavaScript here. You can use any language you want, but I'll be using JavaScript. So first of all, I will be used as a static pointer. You can consider it as a static pointer, and we will give it an initial value of 0, and j is kind of a moving pointer, and we'll give it an initial value of 1. So what happened is, so this is, let's say, I, and this is j. So we will be making comparison here. We will be making comparison between numbers. If we see like these two numbers are not same, then we will increase our pointer to 1 value, and same we will, and then we will same, and then we will jump out to our next two elements, these two. Okay, so let's write the for loop for that. So in the for loop, we will have our j is equal to 1. J will be less than the length of the array, and then j plus plus. In the for loop, we will have our if condition. If nums of I is not equal to nums of j, then we will increase our I value, and then we will swap these two values. So the nums of I will become nums of j, and at the end, when this thing calculates, we will return I plus 1. So from here to here, the I value will change, and at the end we will add 1, and that will give us our solution. So let's see with example. So let's say we have I equal 0, j equal 1. If we map that here, we can see that this condition doesn't satisfy, so nothing will change. Now I equal to 0 and j equal to 2, and if we compare nums of I, which is this number, compares with nums of j, which is this number, we can clearly see that these are different, and this condition is satisfying. We will increase our I to 1, and then that's the end because we don't have any other element. So this loop will end, and then at the end we will return our value with 2. So the answer is 2 here. So you can do this exercise for any number of arrays. I know it's tedious, but you need to do that. There is no other way to there's no other way. You just need to do that. So let's see how to code that. Let's make our variable I equal to 0 here, and then we will use our for loop as we discussed. Const j, or we don't need to use const here. J is equals to 1, j less than nums dot length and j plus plus, and if nums of I is not equal to nums of j, then I plus plus, and we will swap our I and j. Nums j, and that's good, and then we will return I plus 1, and if I submit it, it should work. Yeah, this is worked. And the time complexity of this solution is O of n, because see, we need to pass through this array only once, right? So that's O of n. And for space complexity, because it modifies the element at its own place, like we are not creating any new array or anything, the space complexity is O of 1. So this is a pretty efficient code, and it's simple as well. I know you can find a lot of different solutions. It's up to you, like you can go through that. I can't talk about all these solutions, but I think that's probably the most simple one, I can say, easy one, or like easy to understand, easy to teach, and easy to implement. And it gives us a decent solution. So that's it from today's video or today's LeetCode question. I'll see you in next one. Thank you.